Hello and welcome to this energy report transmission. This week we are guided to share a whole new level of energy that is available for us here, how it might be showing up in your experience, what I'm observing about the qualities, how it feels in the body, how it feels going through the mind and a very stimulated mental process, and how to balance this high voltage energy of awareness so that we don't feel scattered, but that we can actually use it with a conscious intent for our goals, our creativity, healing. It's a very joyous and high frequency energy. So I want to share my experience and observation of this new potential of energy that is available to us. And it has to do with the movement of the planet Uranus into the sign of Gemini. This just happened. This is an extremely high voltage sensation. If you imagine that you're getting plugged into an outlet of a whole new level of current of energy, and you could feel electronic shocks, even literally perhaps, or just a lot of hustle and bustle in the mind. So I want to share how it feels in the body, the mind, what's happening. There's a great deal of stimulation, and you could call it anxiety, but it's more than that. And you start to feel into it and you're like, yeah, this actually isn't really anxiety. It's just an intense amount of stimulation in my body. And you could feel buzzing in the body, restless mind, hard to sleep, waking up in the middle of the night with ideas or things that you want to say. There's a lot of communication and movement of the mind here. So there's the same amount of nervous system stimulation that we would usually associate with anxiety, but it's not anything negative. It's just jolts of energy that overstimulate us. And you could feel ADD with this. You could feel like your mind is racing and you see or remember so many things that you want to do. And you might not even be able to move at certain points because your own mind, the thoughts are running so fast that you're physically still, but your mind is zooming. So I want to share what I'm observing about this fast-moving energy, which is Uranus moving into Gemini. And this has to do with our thoughts, our communication, and our nervous system. So here we talk a lot about nervous system regulation. And when a new energy presents itself throughout the collective, it can support you so that you can start to pinpoint, oh, maybe that's what's happening for me. And it can provide a lot of ease and learning how to work with this energy consciously and mindfully to then have whole new creative outlets open up in your life, manifesting your dreams, all kinds of beautiful positive outcomes by learning that, wow, there's a new level of energy available for us to work with constructively to build our life. So this is our thoughts, our communication, our nervous system. It's like getting a high voltage plugged in to our nervous systems. And it's important to look at the physical body and systems of the body, that our nervous system affects our heart, our mind, our respiratory rate. So all of this is connected. And in order to handle this amount of physical energy, we have to do certain practices to support the physical systems of the body. So I'm observing a huge contrast between this energy coming in that's very inspiring and there's a lot, but also there's a heaviness and a weight of living in the body. So it's like we're feeling animated or feeling this buzzing happening with this high voltage energy, and it's a new kind of consciousness that's available for us. You could have questions, you could see a lot of experiences, memories, you could be having emotions come up out of nowhere really strongly, and simultaneously there's a lot of internal support. There's like a decharging or processing of emotions, and then there's this contrasting heaviness quality that is such a contrast opposite to the light flowing energy, that it's like electrical shocks of Uranus into Gemini, into the body itself. So right now the sun is in the sign of Taurus, which rules over our body, our sensual experience, all the five senses. And so there's this opportunity to do your best to slow down while you're just having essentially a whole new fiber optic that is very fast moving through your mind and your consciousness. And then you could feel the weight also, the weight or heaviness emotionally, because this light energy is pulling out everything for us to see. And the way to get through this is to maintain this kind of inner sense of levity, of release, of surrender by allowing what's coming up and keep tending to yourself, nurturing yourself no matter what comes up. But also be sure to take good care of your physical body. So good walk in nature, out on the natural grids, some breath work, stretching, any kind of somatic therapy, and to align yourself consciously with an inner calm, because then you can utilize this energy without feeling scattered, anxious, just almost like analysis paralysis. It's very important that we start to see how these increased amounts of energy that are coming to us from the universe, from on high, how they affect our minds and our emotions, and then our creative process. So it's almost like you have to get cleared out a little bit by these blasts. It's like this whole thing is, oh, now we're going to learn how to hold a fire hose. So once you align yourself, you can get into this beautiful creative curiosity. The Gemini energy is the twins. So it's like having children, twins running around. There's a lot of duality that will come in the mind. So this is a very powerful, wonderful time for observing your thoughts, any patterns you see, and practicing mastery over your thoughts. You want to get into a lot of meditation. You want to start to slow down these currents and ground it through the body, through movement, through laughter, through talking and communication, and walking, moving the body, and breath. So you definitely want to get out ahead of it when you start to feel like, ooh, this is too much. This is causing some intense experiences. You'll feel this as just this amazing and light and magical and unpredictable, kind of a chaotic energy that is Mercury. And it's stimulating. There's a childlike innocence with this, but it could be all over the place. Think about the element of Mercury and how it rolls around. And so to make the most of it, and not feel scattered, you need to bring the energy into structure and form by consciously, mindfully helping it integrate through the body, through the physical body. So it's not just in the mental sphere and the nervous system or the emotional realm only. We have to ground this current through our body like we are a lightning rod. And then we can merge with it once we've adapted, and it's not a shock to our nervous system as much anymore. Because the first shock that comes is it will bring up a fear response. And so as long as we're aware, like, oh, this is just the science of energy and how it works with me and the energies within me. So this is part of some of the experiences that we have been letting everyone know to start to get ready for several years now, maybe 6 years, that there's going to be these higher voltage light energy currents coming through us from all of the different planetary and cosmic weather going on. And it's a beautiful gift of more expanded consciousness. And when you're plugged into a much higher voltage than what you're used to, it can bring up certain responses for you. So you want to know what's going on. Start to piece this together like, oh, this isn't anything bad for me or scary. It's actually part of the evolution of my exposure to frequencies, what they do, how I can enjoy and learn from it, grow with it, try new things, essentially receive your dreams, build dream realities while working with a whole new form of chaos magic. So this is Uranus and Gemini. A great image to share that I was seeing today with this, because I was going through it. I was like, there's so much just coursing through me here. I don't know. I feel like I have to do a million things at once and don't know where to begin. So if you notice the contrast of this energy that's like so inspiring and kind of moving, and then the heaviness of the body, the image that I got was like we have these wings and they're trying to work, but we're like kind of still on our tippy toes. Like the wings are getting stronger, but the weight of the body or the weight of whatever we need to work through is holding us down. So your toes are dragging, and because you're only like 3 to 6 inches off the ground, it's so funny. And these wings are trying to take you up into flight, into a lot of wonderful new territory, and you feel so heavy. So you're kind of ping-ponging there between like, oh, what is this heavy, but I feel so like light and I want to fly and try this and that, all the things that are inspiring, that are new and fresh. So you can have this ping-ponging there between those two. And so you want to keep observing it, see what comes up, work through it, enjoy with a curious child energy, like the curious mad genius child that wants to explore and try new things and just enjoy gathering information from these experiences that then become your own facts from living your life. And look at this from the perspective of having fun as an explorer, but also embodying it. And so you see how you have to keep bringing it through so that you can use it to actually apply the energy to your dreams, your goals, the changes you need to make, the new structures you've got to bring in the shifts of schedule, lifestyle shifts, nervous system regulation, everything that's required so that you can align with this higher frequency energy, because it will shock you. And it's nothing to fear. It's something to enjoy. And then it becomes almost like we're riding a magic carpet, or we're riding a dragon, flying through our experience because we have mastered this energy and continue to learn from it. So it's a balancing act. We have to master this Uranus and Gemini energy and realize, like, oh, what's going on here is I am being presented with the opportunity of the consciousness of Source and the divine and God. And it's being blasted through my nervous system, through this energy of an excited, young, curious mind of a child with a huge imagination. And so how do I apply that in my life? And it's a beautiful energy to start to ride. And you know, this is just the beginning. We're going to have almost 8 years of this energy of Uranus and Gemini. Right now, we're at the very beginning. It's 0 point, so it can feel massive and exciting. If you're feeling what we would formerly call something that resembles anxiety, just see that there's a lot of stimulation. There's a high voltage coming through you. What is it bringing up for you? That's where you start. Let it help you clear out what you need to clear that's weighing you down. And then see what creative, or who do you feel like reaching out to, or maybe you want to explore and learn a new subject. See where your mind and your heart start to get lit by the next invitation. Any wobbles that you're feeling through the body, you get outside, you stomp around, move the energy, and then process it so then you can be a part of this. And it's not taking you over anymore, because you start to get creative, start bringing in your dreams, starting to understand that this intensity is a service for you of a whole new level. There's going to be so much with this energy for all of us and society at large, of communication and media, a lot of creative potential. And it's local energy, so it's like the neighborhood where you live, the people that you live around, whole new networks, friends groups, all the social opportunities. It's going to be so much fun. And so just know that we're getting aligned with that. So thank you for tuning in. I look forward to hearing how you're experiencing this. I know this can be a lot of like a mental process and emotional process first with some looping. And so you just want to be aware. Yeah, just keep going. Don't get stuck in it. Move it through the body. Understand what this is. And have fun. That's the most important part. Thanks for tuning in, and I will be back soon. Take good care.